Hello, and welcome back to XP Waste, where, rumor has it, recording from your kitchen is gonna be the new meta. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I am Michael.
I am, and I cannot stress this enough, so uncomfortable in this chair. My ass and back hurt so bad. It's my own fault for sitting here for way too long. However, yeah. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. I was gonna say you have
Good.
to heed those messages from Jaggers when they're like, "Hey, you've been at your computer for too long. You should consider taking a break."
Every time I get those messages, the first thing that pops into my head is, why don't you mind your own damn business, jackass? Like they know I'm talking shit too, because I just got 100 silver ore drop from Abyssal Demon, so like
They can sense it.
they can. They're like, oh, he hasn't taken a break. Time to make him suffer.
First thing I think of when I get that little pink text that says, "Hey, you need to take a break," is like, "No, I need to go 2 more hours so I can get logged out." But that generally doesn't happen. So
I'm already this close to a nerd log. I mean, I might as well.
yeah, exactly. No, I'm doing well, man. We're getting closer and closer to a baby arriving, so that's
Nice.
exciting. Sometime within the next couple weeks, so we'll figure that out.
Oh my god, you have a funny feeling like you're a father.
Can you
Oh my
imagine?
God, that's adorable.
I have a funny feeling like I'm being followed, and it's not like a RuneScape pet; it's a baby. I'm gonna have a little best friend to follow me around forever.
Nice.
Yeah, my little rune crafting bot is gonna be born soon, so I'm excited.
No, not rune crafting. Essence running bot. Come on.
Oh yeah, they gotta run me. Yeah,
you gotta hone
true.
the child's skills here. You can't just.
That's true. Hey, I heard somebody moved today or this weekend.
I did. I moved this weekend. I just hit the rare drop table again on these Abyssal Demons. I did. I moved to a new apartment in the same complex. And I'll show you guys where I'm at, because I'm literally in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have a frame of reference for what my old apartment looked like. It's almost identical, but the appliances are nicer, and there's a hole in the wall over there.
Oh, okay.
But it's meant to be there.
Okay, good.
So, like, this is what we're rocking. Hey, this is how the setup looks. So we've got Abyssal Demons. We've got Michael. We've got the recording software. We've got all this stuff. Ooh, Ancient Shard. That's the living room.
Love it.
We're still unpacking a little bit.
Yes.
That's the blinding ring light. I am sorry. And then that's the kitchen with the little hole in the wall.
Hey, look
over
at that.
there. I don't think I have anything I can throw through it to like show you guys that it's a hole.
You can definitely tell.
Yeah, what's up? It's me, your boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell us why you're not in your bedroom right now.
I am not in my bedroom because I don't have a desk. I have a desk, but I don't like it, and I wanted to get a new one because it's like a strong desk, but the screws were never even on the legs, so they wouldn't go in all the way. And I am not a big fan of keeping about $3,500 worth of technology on a desk that could snap if I sit on it wrong.
Yeah.
Not that I ever sit on my desks, but like,
still gonna happen.
You diet Tob, you give it the old that whole thing just collapses. I don't love that. So I ordered a new desk. It should be here by Wednesday. I'm going to find a new chair tomorrow. And I'm also probably going to get a mic arm. So you guys will see the mic, but it won't be like here anymore. It won't be like stacked up on my DSM-5 anymore to like be able to hear me clearly. That'll be a nice upgrade for the stream setup. So I'm excited, and we're making moves. But right now, we've like grinded to a halt and backed up a little bit.
Yeah, so this week's going to be a little janky.
I've been good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little janky, yeah, but the move has been really good. We got everything in and out. We are out of the old apartment into the new one fully, entirely. B has adjusted just fine to the new place.
Do you think she notices that it's a different place? Because it's the same layout.
She does. She walked out like on the first day she was here, because the day of the move I brought her over to my friend's house. Rookie mistake. B was so mad. She was a salty lady that day. But we brought her over here, and the first day she was out, He was like wandering around, like all like walking low to the ground, like what is happening? But she recognized all the furniture and like
Yeah.
all of her toys are here. Like her cat tree's over there in the corner. She recognizes the stuff, but the environment smells different. Carpet is different.
Oh.
Kitchen looks different. So it's kind of like when Captain America wakes up at
Mhm.
the end of the first Captain America, and they're like, "Oh my God! Oh, you just woke up from your little fall. Are you okay?" And he hears the baseball game, and he's like, "I was at this game. What is this?" And he like breaks out into modern New York. That's kind of what I imagine happened to be when she came here. So
She's closed her eyes and then she's in a place, but it's the same, but it's not. Yeah, poor B. She'll be fine though.
she'll be fine. I in a dramatic twist of fate, I locked her inside my room this time, which is right over there. So B is right behind that door.
B, if you're listening, we
Because-
love you.
Well, she was on top of my desktop earlier, like standing on top of it. There's like litter stains on top
Oh
of
my
the grate here.
gosh.
She's disgusting.
Gosh. If we had a mascot for this podcast, it wouldn't be B.
Hold on now. It might be. Can you imagine B in like a Nezzy helm with
Aw.
dragon claws, like jumping at somebody?
So cute.
Because like that's the type of shit that she would do.
If we had fan art, that would be something I would love to see. So if you're out
I
there
actually,
and you do
I
fan
tried
art,
to get that commissioned as a Twitch emote for a
Oh.
little while, but the artist just never got back to me. Like we talked for a few months, not like a few months, like a few weeks about like what the commission was going to look like, when availability was going to be, what pricing was going to be,
Mhm.
and then it just nothing.
oh,
Just heard nothing ever again. I was like ready and prepared. I was going to get my B-motes for Twitch. And
Yeah.
it just never happened. So
oh,
I have to commission an artist I like. I gotta find a style I like on like Fiverr or something
Right.
like that.
are you planning any changes for the back of your wall? What's going to be in the background, or is it all going to be the same?
Yeah, so the background is gonna be, I've decided to put my Xbox back there now. So if I want to
Ooh.
like play Xbox, all I gotta do is like turn around, do a cheeky little 180, and I'll be gaming in that direction. But like I'll probably try to put like the sword and the F and things like that up, things that are fun. I feel like I'm being interviewed because I keep looking at my camera in like the corner of my screen. I look like when you're watching like a news show and they bring an expert on to like radio in, and I have this kind of like up angle here, like, hi, so when talking about the climate in Athens, we have to consider, like, I don't look how I normally do, and it's really throwing me off.
Just cover yourself up like I cover myself up. I have a hair cam, and that sounds weird, but I'm self-conscious about how my hair looks. So what the view that I can see is my face is covered, and I just can see the top of my head right here. It literally takes us like 10 minutes extra because I'm trying to fix my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And Oxy's just like,
We need a stylist on the show, dude.
I'm sure my wife could probably do.
I don't ever do. I go in the bathroom. I use my little comb. I go good, and then I
you
come
go-
back out here and I record. I mean, I play with my hair a lot. I run my fingers through my hair all the time. Like if I'm, it especially happens when I used to like be in class. I would just be like bored and like not know what to do with my hands. So I would come to class with like brushed hair, looking nice, and I would leave my like 3-hour grad school lectures with just like because my hair is very thick, and if I don't like rein it in, it kind of grows in almost like a half fro,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It grows up. It doesn't grow down. It grows up.
Oh wow.
It's weird. So me with long hair is a bit of a mess if I don't keep in check. But
Mine grows long and down. So I
Mhm.
had to put some paste in it to keep it from falling in my face.
Never liked putting stuff in my hair. Never ever, for any reason ever, have I liked putting stuff in my hair. I don't know.
Man, we are on a tangent today. It's been 10 minutes and not one
Yeah,
ounce
I was
of
gonna say
RuneScape. We're sorry.
what is RuneScape? I don't
What
even
is
know.
RuneScape? What are we talking about today? It's kind of going to be a little weird. This is like the XP Waste RuneScape podcast, but not much is happening, I would say, in the world of RuneScape. So, like, there's a couple of updates we're going to go over, but what we're really excited about is E3. That's happening this week. If you're listening to this podcast, like when it first comes out, E3 is happening this week.
E3 ended yesterday. You're listening to it when this podcast comes out.
E3 ended.
E3 ended yesterday. So we are recording on a Monday night this week, which is a day later than normal, which sucks because now we're kind of rushed to edit it. But it's good because nothing's happened. Like Michael said, they made some changes to the bow of Fergenflugel and then immediately reverted them back because the changes sucked.
Yep.
A new quest comes out this week, which is going to be exciting. I love quests.
Big excite.
But we don't know nearly enough about the Korend lore to, like, make a whole episode out of it.
Yeah.
So, like, Kingdom Divided coming this week.
To be able to talk about that, I would have had to probably actually go through and read the dialogue for each of the little mini quests that they have for all the houses and then come and talk about it, but I didn't do that. Maybe
you'd have to read all the dialogue for the quests, and then you'd have to go read all the Korend Chronicles, and then you'd have to go read the post bag from the swamp that came out that had a bunch of, like, other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd probably have to go on the wiki to answer other questions that you don't have answered, like how do, like, Konar and the Teskal relate to any of the normal houses in Zaya?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? So
I would do it.
We can't make an episode out of that. We can't do it this week.
Not this
week. We could, but we're not going to this week.
Not this week. So we need to figure out how to say that bow's name, the bow of F, as we've been calling it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's Fjördinen.
I really think it's Ferdhinen or Ferdenheim or something. I don't know.
Ferdin. I know the FAE makes the A because it's Saldor is SAEL. So we'll figure it out. I just need somebody at Jagex to say it. Well,
for
have
the
they
love
not
of God. Can we get a modcast where they just say the name of the bow? Oh my God.
I'm going to tweet Mod Ash for the phonetic spelling, for the phonetic pronunciation.
That's all I want. Make any changes you feel necessary. Tell me how to say the name of the weapon. Speaking of modcast, though, they talked last week in their leadership stream, which I was a little disappointed at because a lot of the leadership stream last week was like, here's a roadmap, and we're just going to vaguely answer every question from here.
Mm-hmm.
It was either, we don't have a comment, we don't have a date, we don't have a solution yet. Yeah. More of like the, please wait and we'll give you a better answer soon. Yeah. Which is fine. That happens. I think either this week or next week, a modcast is going to be dedicated to, like, what is happening in the future, which we have said for at least 2 or 3 episodes now. But I think this one's for real. This might be the wilderness information we're getting, at least hearing about it a little bit.
Each week we're kind of like, okay, what's on the modcast today? Well, I don't know, because not much is happening in the world of RuneScape until like later this month, maybe in July. So I'm kind of just stuck playing Minecraft, which we'll probably get into later.
not even stuck playing updateless RuneScape. Just like, oh, no word. We'll just go play something else.
It's kind of where I'm at right now because I've been getting a lot of good AFK time, but then by the time I like actually want to sit down and play, I don't want to sit down and play. So I've been playing Minecraft, which has been a lot of fun.
I haven't played anything all weekend. And
right.
Everyone has been in Discord all weekend because it's a weekend. We've got like a bingo event going on. So like, I've been like peeking in and being like, I just want to play video games with my friends. But I have to move so much furniture. Like that's been my week. But I'm excited. When I get the new desk, we're gonna be at the new setup, good to go. I haven't touched other games, and I feel bad about it now because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like Genesis Part 2 for Ark came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And
I haven't even watched a video on it. And I love Ark YouTube, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch any of it. It's kind of sucked, but it's just been a matter of like what I've been available to do.
Mm-hmm. I need you to teach me how to play that game because I bought it a long time ago and no idea. And maybe just send me some like recommendations for good, like you said, Ark YouTube, just so I can get the gameplay down because it looks like a really fun game. One of my friends was playing it and I messaged him about it. This was a long time ago. I'm like, hey, I see you've been playing Ark. He's like, yeah. I'm like, is it good? He's like, it's like Minecraft, but not. I was like, okay, cool. I think I would like it. So I bought it, but I have it downloaded and everything, but I just haven't had the real ambition to try and just learn it from scratch.
As much fun as it would be to like watch you go into Ark thinking that it's gonna be whatever, Ark players have this great unspoken universal lie that when we're trying to get new people to play, we go, "Oh, it's like Minecraft but with dinosaurs." It's not. Y'all got like phantoms and zombies. We have like every single species of the like KT extinction trying to kill you at the same time. It's horrible. It's like if the whole game was like wave 66 of the Inferno.
Okay.
The whole game was just that. It's
okay, so
hard.
Question
but it's
for you.
fun. Yeah.
Do they come out at night or are they always there? Because that's one thing
They're
with
always
Minecraft.
there.
Oh gosh.
Always.
So it's like if
there are raptors during the day.
Oh gosh.
There are raptors during the day. There are troodons at night. There are you turn a corner incorrectly and like, oh my god, there's a Rex. Like,
can you not like turn it down to easy mode?
No. That's the problem. Like Ark has no easy mode. You can activate like admin sheets and like turn God mode on and like run around and be invincible.
Mm-hmm. But, you're a little blurry.
So I'm sorry.
There we go.
Hi, my name's Oxie, and I'm going to be doing the rest of the podcast like a grandma on FaceTime. What? How are you doing in school?
I'll just do it with you. Hey.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Hello?
Kind of close this week.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, honey, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you see me? I can't see you. Hello?
This is lovely for the audio listeners.
What time is it? It's got to be like 4:00 in the morning. Oh, we're only 15 minutes in. This week is such a mess. E3 happened this week. We're gonna get wherever this train has gone and get it back in whatever janky track we had. E3 is this week. Michael, from the extensive research you've done on E3 for sure, what are you looking forward to that's been announced or talked about at all this week?
So, the extensive research I've done points me towards this game called Starlight, I think it is. Actually make sure. Starfield. So I have this huge ambition to want to play these games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and I know that those are both made by the same company that made Starfield. So that's why I bring that up, because I bought Fallout 4, I bought Elder Scrolls, but like I get about 20 hours into those games and just kind of stop playing because I enjoy multiplayer. But I have such high hopes for this game that it looks like a lot of fun. I don't know if they showed any gameplay of it. From what I saw, it was just a trailer, and it's not even really gameplay, but it sounds like a lot of fun. It could be a mixture of like Fallout meets Destiny, kind of in that world of you're exploring outer space, but then also you have this overarching storyline to complete. So if there was one game that I think I was going to buy next year, it would be Starfield, because I don't really play console games. We have a PlayStation, but my wife mainly plays that. We have a Switch. I don't play that a ton, but I think if it's available for PC, I'll probably get it.
I think because Bethesda is owned by Xbox now, I would think that it's coming to Windows 10.
Oh, nice.
So I watched the Xbox thing, or most of it anyways, because realistically, like, I don't know what happened on Saturday. Like, the first day was pretty low-key on Saturday. Sunday was Xbox. Today was, I think, Future Games, and then the most disappointing Capcom thing ever. And then tomorrow is the Nintendo Direct.
For us. It was yesterday
for us, yes. Yeah. Tomorrow, it's yesterday for you guys, or it's the Tuesday of this week. Mm-hmm. But tomorrow morning is the Nintendo Direct. So Sunday I watched because Xbox was like the biggest thing I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Because I am a horror for Halo.
Yeah. I was gonna say that looks like a lot of fun too.
I'm so excited. We're at the point with Halo where it's so close to release we can actually get gameplay at E3 instead of just like cinematic trailers and like coming eventually. Like we have holiday 2021, we have gameplay we're looking at. Like, oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do it on the 20th anniversary of Combat Evolved. That would be a really cool release date. I think that came out in November. I'm not sure. I thought Combat Evolved came out in November back then, but who knows? Halo, I'm super excited for. I did see the new Bethesda game Redfall.
Okay.
Looks fun. It's kind of like an open world something, but the main antagonists are vampires.
Ooh.
And it looks like there's different classes. It's the trailer. It gave me like Borderlands-esque vibes, but with vampires.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that one did look fun. I actually didn't see the Starfield trailer, so
Go watch it.
I have no idea what to expect.
Go watch it.
I should watch it.
It looks good. Again, it's not gameplay. It's literally just a cinematic, like you mentioned. But we still have like almost a year and a half before it's supposed to come out, so there's not going to be much. One notable thing is this is the newest like world. This is the newest environment that Bethesda has had in 25 years, because they've had the Elder Scrolls, they've had the Fallout world, but this will be the newest one in 25 years. That's so long.
That is awesome.
It is really cool.
That is fantastic.
Like, not to say that they've been working on this game for 25 years, because that's highly unlikely. But yeah, they haven't had a new universe to explore per se.
Mm-hmm. They've stuck with what has worked.
Yeah.
And it's worked really well for them, because like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, like I can't think of a more popular open world franchise for console probably than those two, because they're huge. I played Fallout New Vegas, which I think is older than Skyrim, but I played Skyrim a ton before New Vegas, so I was used to I was expecting more Skyrim mechanics, and when I got back into like when I played New Vegas, everything was like super old, and that was the only Fallout experience I have. So Fallout left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth when I was like a sophomore in high school, and I just have never been back.
Yeah. Like, for me, again, it's the multiplayer aspect. Like, it was fun, but it just, I know it got boring. And I think, like, thinking back to the actual event is I installed mods on Fallout. And usually when I install a mod to a game that I haven't finished yet, it just becomes like, oh, now it's God mode and you never die. So then what's the fun in the game anymore? So I got to stop doing that. I stopped myself in Minecraft because when you're the owner of your own realm or your own server, you can just type / and then you have, unless you turn it off, but you have like commands that you can just spawn yourself an elytra. And I always have to stop myself from doing that, because then the game just becomes boring and I stop playing. I did that.
Yeah.
Like last year sometime. And that's when I got back into RuneScape, because I was like, well, Minecraft's boring. So let's go back to OSRS. It worked out, but
if we do start an ARC server with the TNL boys, it's going to be pretty modded, because unlike a game like Minecraft that is, optimized and works on a computer that doesn't have the capability to send a man to space, ARC needs to be modded to play fun.
Okay.
Like, you need to, not need to, but when we mod ARC, we effectively make it like the Rune Light of ARC Survival Evolved.
Okay.
All the mods are quality of life. Like, there's other mods where you can get new dinosaurs and new weapons and shit like that. That tends to break the game because it's just, again, not very well optimized. So all the mods in ARC are QOL, just like RuneLight has its plugins.
Nice.
Speaking of games we're excited for, I'm also very excited for Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yeah, I saw that. You tweeted about it the other day.
Oh my god, I am so excited. So when I first started streaming on Twitch, one of the first games I really played a lot was Jurassic World Evolution, because it had come out just a couple months prior, I think. And I loved it. I love park builders. I love park management simulators, things like that. So obviously I played a ton of it on my Xbox and streamed it or whatever. That's kind of how I got started. Like
Mhm.
I got my first few viewers in Jurassic World Evolution, and then we started having like dinosaur themed things on stream. Like that's
Yeah.
why my sub badges are dinosaurs, and like my banner is T-Rex skull and all that.
Mhm.
Um, but I have a really shitty iguanodon emote on Twitch that I drew myself and hate, and really need to commission new emotes for. Haha. um, but like I kind of got this whole like dinosaur park builder aesthetic thing going. Um, and then the last day of my life happened, and old school RuneScape downloaded on my phone. Here we are. But JWE is kind of how I really got going. I love the game so much, and the game just died. Like they just stopped putting effort into it. They
Wow.
stopped DLCs, they stopped software updates. So like for about a year and a half, Jurassic World Evolution has been as dead as it gets. The modding community is very active. They've added like 200 new species of dinosaurs just from mods. Um, but Frontier has not done anything. And then I think last Thursday at like the Summer Game Festival, they announced Jurassic World Evolution 2, and it's gonna be so good. There's new game modes. There's more creatures. They've got flying reptiles, aquatic reptiles. They didn't give us much at E3. They gave us a species field guide on Triceratops, which is a thing they're gonna do for like every dinosaur. But the most important part is that they gave us a date, and it's late 2021.
Okay.
So in probably end of Q3, beginning of Q4, I'm gonna have JWE2 and Halo Infinite, and we've got Minecraft, and we've got old school RuneScape, which will hopefully have combat achievements out by then.
Ox is
And
gonna
like
be
maybe looking at
busy.
like new raids. So I'm also gonna have an internship and like still be in school. So like
Watch out, Oxy's gonna be a variety streamer.
honestly though, I've pretty much exclusively streamed old school RuneScape.
Yeah.
But when that comes out, I'm gonna have to break it. And
Yeah.
like, do you notice that? Like, that's speaking of getting on tangents in this totally well planned out episode we have. I was listening to Bank Standing a few weeks ago, and I think Nine Rain made a really good point of like when people know you for something,
Mhm.
that is what they want.
Yeah.
And they don't want anything different, especially with old school RuneScape. So it's been hard to stream games like Ark that are very dinosaur focused, which is another big thing in my channel, and I've been playing for a long time.
Mhm.
Now, if I started up Ark or Jurassic World Evolution, my viewer count would cut to like a quarter of what it normally is.
Yeah.
And it's just like the mains who come and hang out from my Discord that I've known for years, who are like just chatting about their days and shit, like don't care about gameplay.
Right.
Well, like when I stream OSRS, I get into the double digits. Ooh, wee. And it's more engaging conversation directed at the game or about the game. So it's a bit disappointing to have gotten to that point in streaming where streaming other games doesn't get me the same viewer results. And I don't know if you noticed the same thing between like, because I know you started emulating like N64 games and like Minecraft and things like that. I don't know if you noticed the same trends when you go from like your main game to a different one, but yeah, I'm gonna be losing viewers left and right this holiday season. I don't give a shit. I'm so excited.
I feel like I experienced quite the opposite. Because I have, I mean,
Really?
I haven't streamed RuneScape since February or March, so
Really?
I'm not really a streamer anymore. I might pick it back up once our baby
Mhm.
is like a little bit older and can just like if the wife can just watch him for a couple hours.
Mhm.
I'll come in here and stream. But whenever I was playing Donkey Kong, I had new viewers who were interested in that like in that genre of classic
Mhm.
gameplay. And I got a lot of new viewers from that when I did stream old school for that week whenever we were doing the free to play thing, none of those people showed up.
Mhm.
So
Huh.
yeah, which is totally fine because like you're on Twitch to watch what you want to watch. So I'm not gonna
Mhm.
get pissed if you say like you follow me because I was playing Donkey Kong and now I'm playing old school and you don't care. That's totally fine because there's people that I follow who play certain games and I'll only watch them when they're playing that game. It just kind of makes sense. But I think to counteract that, actually, like, and if you're out there and you're trying to be a streamer, this is my number one advice: is like grow yourself in the communities that you want to grow in. So be in those streams of people who are playing Ark, who are playing Jurassic World, or for myself, if I really wanted to be like a classic game streamer, I would go watch a bunch of Donkey Kong and Banjo-Kazooie and like immerse yourself within the community so that you can have friends and get to know people. And they'll be like, "Oh,
Mhm.
Oxy's online. Awesome. What was he playing? Oh, I don't care." Or, "Hey, Oxy plays Minecraft on Mondays." I've really wanted to start doing that. Minecraft Mondays.
You've gotta start doing Minecraft Mondays.
Minecraft Mondays. That's one thing that I think would really help. Is like if you had a set schedule, that's one big thing, and then also just being in the communities. Because
Yeah, I do agree. I try to tell people that when they get into streaming,
Mhm.
I'm like, just watch other people. It's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
You don't have to do anything. If you watch 10 streamers and 2 of them show up, you've just doubled your viewership from what you had.
yeah.
So, but
You know what?
it's
Real quick, I'm thinking back to like my last year because I started streaming back in April of 2020. Pandemic,
what
bought a new
what a
computer.
good time.
I know,
What a
right?
good time.
And I literally, I I do not think I would be sitting here talking to you right now, Oxy, if I didn't just branch out in the community of old school RuneScape. Because like
Yeah,
it's
same.
kind of like this little web of it's like a family tree, if you will. I met one person
Mhm.
who introduced me to another person, who introduced me to this person, who then had this community, and we all just became great friends because of it. So
Yeah.
I know it works. If you're out there and you're like, oh, I don't really care to raid other people. I don't care to sit in other streams when I'm not
But
streaming.
you gotta rate other people.
Dude.
You've gotta rate other people. Even if you show up with just 2 people, if it's
Mhm.
like you and Nightbot sending a raid,
Yeah.
you've got to rate
Send
another channel
over
when you
the
go
raid.
up.
And it's not even about like doing this so that you can get that in return. It's about growing that community, making friends in
Mhm.
the space. Because if you're trying to grow
People learning
alone,
your name,
it's
yeah.
not going to do anything. Sorry to get on this whole like streamer advice tangent, but like
It's fun. We don't really talk about this
No,
stuff.
we
We
don't.
don't I would love to do an episode at some point in the future and like possibly bring someone else on who is like exponentially bigger than us.
Yeah.
And talk about the fact that we didn't start with a podcast. Like we have started, like we have done a lot of content creation in the past. Michael and I both have YouTube channels, we both have Twitch channels, we're both affiliates, we both have emotes, we both have our own Discords that talk about various things or whatever. So like we're like in the thick of the content creation community.
Mhm.
And like you said earlier, like forming that tight knit group is good. And Old School has a great opportunity to do that
Yeah.
because there's a shitload of people playing this game right now.
So many.
Like, go to the Old School RuneScape Twitch page, you'll find dozens, hundreds of people playing. The downside to that kind of community is, like I said earlier, people don't care. And we're both guilty of it too. Like, you ever watch an OSRS streamer for a while and you're like, oh my god, their Old School content's so great. And then on like the next day they're playing like Pokemon Sword and Shield, you're like, I don't want to watch that.
No.
I have like 400 hours in Pokemon Shield. I don't want to watch another person play it. Like, I don't care. And the opposite the opposite is true too. Like, I have lost people from my Discord and from like, stream that I just like don't see anymore. Not in like a malicious way, but like they saw me playing Planet Zoo for a week and like they were hyped for my Planet Zoo streams, and then I was playing a 20-year-old MMO and they're like, this
What is
sucks.
this?
Like, I don't want to be here anymore. So like it happens, and I guess that's just the downside of those kinds of communities
Mhm.
where branching out is not dangerous. That's not that was the original thought. That's not the
Right.
right word. Dangerous is not it, but like I don't know how to word it other
It's
than making
difficult.
it sound way more dramatic. Difficult. There it is. I was gonna say there are risks associated.
No, it's difficult.
There's no play a different game. Jesus Christ. That's the whole point of this episode. Is to encourage you to play all the awesome games that came out at E3. This is me subtly trying to get it back on track.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the whole like mindset of this podcast. It was birthed on the idea of XP waste, inefficiency, play other games. Our first whole podcast was talking about how to not play RuneScape. So I don't know if you guys have like gone back and listened to that, or some of you are still here from that first episode, but it's still relevant. I mean, it was only like 2 months ago, but it's still relevant to me. I don't want to burn out of RuneScape. So for me, playing Minecraft, playing Switch games with my wife, not playing games. That's how I. That's how
just not playing games at all. That's another.
That's how I avoid burnout, man.
It is. Oh my god, that is such a big one. Like this past probably like the week leading up to my move, I was like, all right, cool, it's bingo. Like I'll play. I'll be in VC. I'll do whatever. But like I'm hanging out with friends. I'm like trying to pack or whatever. The last like probably 72-ish hours have been heavy lifting and organizing. And now that I'm like back at my computer, as janky as it is, I'm like, oh, we're doing content tonight, baby. Like I am ready to get back to old school.
Yeah.
Like it's fun, you know? There's a lot of good things coming from E3 this year. There's a lot of things I was hoping for and didn't see.
Like what?
I know you're not, like you've never played. We have not heard anything about Elder Scrolls 6. Elder Scrolls 6 was announced at E3 2018, I think.
Wow.
Because I remember I was in Paris.
That's 3 years ago.
I was in Paris and I saw the trailer for Halo Infinite, and I didn't know what it was. And then when I noticed the Marines, I'm like, is that Halo? And then the helmet dropped on and I went, oh, in my hotel room. My dad like came in, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, ugh! I was so excited. But Elder Scrolls came on like right after that.
Wow.
Or at least in my head, that's how it worked. And I don't know, maybe I just watched it afterwards on Twitter or something because I was like ahead by several hours.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole trailer was just like the music and like a panoramic of like a vista with a castle. It just said Elder Scrolls 6, and everyone lost their minds. That's the last we've heard about the next installment of this game. So, and they kind of cucked us at E3 because they gave us an Elder Scrolls like gameplay trailer for Elder Scrolls Online.
There was one thing that I saw briefly. I don't remember if it was a TikTok. I think it was actually a TikTok. The Starfield trailer had a subtle Easter egg to Elder Scrolls 6 potentially. So on the wall of on the wall of one of the ships is this tiny little drawing that somebody noticed and then correlated to that to be part of the map of the world of Elder Scrolls. And they're like, this is an Easter egg because this part of the map has not been explored in Elder Scrolls before. So we can speculate Elder Scrolls 6 will be in this area. I was like, oh, that's cool. But 3 years ago, can you imagine like having an announcement and then having nothing to show for it 3 years later? Because you said Halo Infinite, which is just now coming out late this year, and then now Elder Scrolls 6, which has not been announced. That's crazy. I know that games take a long time. I'm not ignorant to that fact, but I'm just saying 3 years?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's nothing to show for it or they're just like, they're doing that on purpose. Like, look at Elder Scrolls as a franchise. People are still buying Morrowind on Steam.
Which is
like
2?
Morrowind is Elder Scrolls 3.
Okay, 3.
So Morrowind and Oblivion, older versions of these games, are still so relevant that when Bethesda has a sale on Steam, they're included. Morrowind came out in like the 90s, I think.
No way. I remember playing Elder Scrolls Morrowind on my original Xbox, actually.
Morrowind was released in 2002.
Yep, that would have been my original
almost
Xbox.
20 years old. Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable that people are still playing a 20-year-old game to this day. Honestly, you guys got to get a life or something.
Who does that?
So like those games are still super popular. Skyrim has been released and re-released like 9 times.
Yeah.
Like you can play Skyrim on like your smart fridge and shit. Like that game is everywhere and people keep buying it.
It's like GTA. That game just keeps coming out. GTA 5?
That's a whole different animal. GTA, I don't know what the exact statistics are. I don't know if it's above or below Minecraft. No, it's the second or third most sold game of all time. I don't know if Minecraft is above or below it.
Wow.
To put this in perspective, what's the number one most sold game of all time? Tetris.
Oh.
Tetris is the only game, possibly, maybe Minecraft again, that surpasses Grand Theft Auto 5.
Wow.
Tetris, that came out in the 80s, is the only thing that beats... Like, that game is absurd. The amount of content that Rockstar puts into GTA 5, the thriving online for that game, it's incredible. Like, that is a company that has made an open world game in like one of its best forms ever.
Okay, I looked it up. We're gonna fact check ourselves right now. So you were close.
All right, what are we fact checking?
Number one is Minecraft at 200.
Number one is Minecraft.
200 million sales of Minecraft, and that
Damn.
I mean that could be Bedrock, Java, Windows 10, all of these combined. But again, Grand Theft Auto 5 is on multiple platforms. So Minecraft is number one, and then it's Grand Theft Auto 5 at number two. At 100 and
where did I hear?
But here's the thing. Tetris is number 3. So it's up there in the top 3.
Oh my god. My facts must be old then, because the last time I heard Tetris was ahead of both of those
this
games.
is Wikipedia, so
Holy
I'm just
shit.
saying, this is Wikipedia. But it's Minecraft at 200 million sales, Grand Theft Auto 5 at 145 million sales, and then Tetris at 100 million sales. That's insanium.
Especially when you consider the fact that GTA 5 and Minecraft came out at about the same time. They both came out in the early 2010s. And Tetris, again, I think Tetris is like 86. Like,
so here's what I will say. The way that they have this structured is kind of weird, the one that I'm looking at, because it says Tetris for Nintendo in 89, and then Tetris for EA. If you combine those two, one is at 100 million, one is at 43 million. If you combine them, they almost do outrank Grand Theft Auto 5. So you could say that it's very, very close over the course of since 1989 when Tetris came out for the NES. So
yeah, the original came out in 1984. I just looked it up. But if you like, and that's I guess to me that's like the baffling magnitude of it is 1984. It's what? That's like a 30-year difference almost from 2013 when GTA 5 came out. And GTA 5 is not even 10 years old. Like, that's a magnificent game.
Yeah.
To have surpassed one of like gaming's probably most recognized, or one of the most recognized video games ever. That's insane. Same thing with Minecraft. What's Minecraft? 10, 11 years old maybe?
No, 2011.
I think, yeah, was it? Is it only 10 years old?
It's 10 years old, yeah.
Huh. I thought it was like 11 or 12, something like that. But either way, it's incredible when games like that can just be so hugely popular. So to kind of back up to my original point was like Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna go gangbusters when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I don't think, as far as Bethesda is concerned, they don't give a shit how long it takes to give us information.
That's true.
Because A, they're still making money in Elder Scrolls Online. They're still making money on all their other Elder Scrolls games. And the minute we get a gameplay trailer for Elder Scrolls 6, the world's going to lose its mind.
Right.
Because that's all we've wanted forever.
Yeah. And there's like still relevant memes from Skyrim. I think that's definitely, we could see a lot of good publicity that way if they have like a trailer and somehow it gets memified with Elder Scrolls 6. I might even play it. I don't really like those types of games, like I've said, but I might even play it. If it's going to be like $75,
100%.
Not if it's going to be like $75. Like the game prices nowadays are just going up and up and up.
Have they hit 75 by you?
No, it's usually like $60, but if you want to get like the special edition with all the DLC, then you're looking at like $60 to $100.
I don't even want to think about how much the legendary edition of Halo Infinite is going to be. You want to know why I don't want to think about it?
Because you're getting it.
Because I'm just gonna buy it. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna buy it. I have waited my whole life to be able to pre-order a Halo game, like a main title Halo game.
Yeah.
And I have money to spend. I have an Xbox or like a system, my PC, able to play it, and I don't have parents being like, Matthew, you can't spend $300 on a video game. I don't have any of that, and I have money, so whew, I'm gonna buy it on Steam, and then I'm gonna pre-order the Legendary Edition for the Xbox Series X, and probably give the physical game to my best friend, and just keep all the stuff from.
Nice. I have two questions for you
Hmm.
because you've talked about two games you're very excited about. Jurassic
Hmm.
World 2, Infinite 2. Is that what it was?
Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yes, that one. And then Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
walk us through those games as if you've never heard of, because I've not heard of either of them. Like what they actually are. Like what is Jurassic World? What's the gameplay like?
Have you ever played Zoo Tycoon?
Yes.
Imagine Zoo Tycoon, but with better graphics, exclusively dinosaurs. And this last one's a little bit hard to quantify if you're basing it off of Zoo Tycoon, but more creative control.
Oh.
So a game like Zoo Tycoon, or even a game like the early iterations of The Sims and things like that, where you build the house, you build the enclosure, you put the things in it, and you're good.
Okay.
Whereas like new versions of The Sims, you can like I see people, Sims creators pop up on my Twitter timeline for some reason. The shit that they make in those games now, like I think they're actual like 3D modeled blueprints. Nope, Sims. It's got like the Sims 5 hashtag. I'm like, what am I looking at right now? It's incredible.
Yeah.
You have that same kind of creative control in these newer park builders where you can make exhibits that have hills and water features
nice.
and scenery items. You can have your dinosaurs have different colors. And that's just for like the park building sandbox aesthetic. There's also a campaign which is fairly classic Jurassic World, which like I wonder what'll happen if we put dinosaurs in cages. I hope none of them break out.
No.
Pretty classic Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Chaos management type deal.
Yeah.
But it is more or less Zoo Tycoon, but better.
Okay.
It's graphically better. It's better optimized. There's more creative control.
Love it. Love it.
That's JWE. If you've never understood the game, if you've never played Zoo Tycoon, it's TLDR. You make cages and you put animals in them. That's the best way I can describe it.
Well, yeah, it's
Only
like
the animals are dinosaurs.
It's like God mode where you have this plot of land and like you're designing a theme park, right? Or like because I played Sim City or Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's the same thing. It's like you're in charge of a theme park. You're in charge of a zoo, and you have these little plots, and you make money, and you have guests, and you have to upkeep, and maybe not in
but
those.
The management aspects are not what sell the game. They're what sell the game to me because I'm gonna put 600 hours into it regardless. But like if you've never heard of the game before, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, you can adjust the prices for every building and every building piece is modular. You don't give a shit about that. You want to know, can I put a T-Rex in with all the guests? You absolutely can. That's all that matters.
Chaos.
I feel weird having to describe what Halo is to people.
No, like that wasn't the question. It's like, what makes Halo Infinite? What's the main premise? Is it a new Halo campaign game?
Yes.
Because I remember Halo Reach came out and I was like, wait, what is Halo Reach? So it's along that line.
Other than incredible?
I don't know, Oxie. The last time I played Halo was Halo 2 or Halo 3.
Oh my god. Okay, Boomer. Well, sit down. I'm gonna help you out here.
Catch me up.
It is a new campaign story. In the most spoiler-free fashion. Think about it a lot like Halo 3, where the Master Chief is looking for Cortana.
Okay. Cool.
That is about as spoiler-free as you can get it. You are playing as the Master Chief. It's still first person.
He's still alive.
The game is set on a Halo ring. The classic UNSC Covenant. That battle is going on. Fingers crossed we see the flood. There have been past Halo iterations recently, notably Halo Wars 2, where they have brought the flood back.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the sense of we heard a story about it. No, it is tried and true. You're fighting the flood. It's Halo Wars 2, so it's like a top-down RTS as opposed to an actual Halo game, but the flood is back in canon, which is huge.
Nice.
So hopefully the new Halo ring that we're on does have flood. I'm getting chills just thinking about the flood in this level of detail in Halo Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
The multiplayer is also back. It from what we saw from the multiplayer trailer that dropped yesterday, I think, it's gonna be awesome. They've got all the game modes. They've got your classic 4v4 Slayer. They've got Capture the Flag, Big Team Battle. They've got they have equipment, but not. It's kind of like it was in Halo 3, where like you pick up a piece of equipment and you can use it whenever you want.
Okay.
But they've expanded that to include like overshields, active camouflage. You've got like grappling hooks now, which make for really like if you watch the trailer and you watch the way some of these people use the grappling hooks, some of it is cheap and you're like, oh, that's dirty. Some of it is like you see that shit in the MLG, like they're grappling themselves up and just like hitting a no scope and landing back down.
Nice.
So the multiplayer, it's got a lot of new elements to it. I'm really hoping they have like classic playlists as well, where it's truly just like 4v4 Slayer, no equipment. You guys know how much I hate sounding like a boomer about games that have been around for a while, but I think if you just cut out all the classic elements of Halo, you're gonna lose what is Halo. So fingers crossed they have like an original game mode for it. But yeah, that is Halo. I don't know if like Firefight or Spartan Ops or anything like that. I don't know if that's coming back. Kind of hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hope we get Firefight.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for going over that.
Yeah, no problem. I'll always talk about my favorite games. What I kind of want to ask you, like, what is the premise of Starfield to like even it out a little bit? But
no idea.
We don't know because the game was like just announced.
I can kind of talk about what I know about Minecraft. Like I said, I've been trying to get into that. I just opened up my realm again, and started a brand new seed. Never before played seed, and it's pretty fun. I spawned in, and immediately to the right is a village. Immediately to the left is a desert temple. So immediately went in there and gobbled up all the treasures. Found a couple diamonds, but Caves and Cliffs is the newest 1.17 update, and they've done a lot in the underworld of Minecraft with all new textures.
Is that out?
It's partially out. I think one of my friends told me it's the Cliffs update, but they did update the textures of like the ore, and there's no more like the height and depth of the world has been expanded too. So like it's no longer just 100 levels deep. It goes way deeper than that. And then the height of the world map is a lot more. It's like 300 or 400, I think. I haven't tested it out.
Okay.
But they have new textures. So, for instance, when you mined iron, you would mine iron and then you get an iron block. And then you put that block into the furnace and then it gives you an ingot. Well, now, when you mine the iron block, it shoots out this little turd-looking thing, and it's called raw iron. And then you put the raw iron in the furnace, and that smelts out the ingot. So it's a little bit more realistic when it comes to the changes that they made. And it just overall just looks more congruent with what you would find, I guess, in the real world. Like it's less blocky textures when it comes to coal and diamond and iron and how those ore blocks used to look. Other than that, though, the caves and stuff are just way more. They when the actual caves update comes out, it promises to be more expansive, but with the way that they deepened the underground, it just opens it up to even more expansive. So this is a hypothetical. So you spawn into a brand new seed, you walk 5 steps, and somehow you just fall into a ravine. Well, now this ravine can be like 200 blocks deep instead of just falling down, 50 blocks, because they just have a lot more to work with. So it kind of changes up the metas if you think about it. So like previously, if you wanted to mine diamonds efficiently, you would go to y=11 and you would just power mine.
Y12? What are you talking about? Y11?
I'm a Y11 guy.
I'm a Y12 man. I've always been a Y12 man. Everyone calls me weird, but I'm a Y12 man.
Now, diamonds will spawn in a much wider range. So I haven't done any research to to figure out the new metas of it. But if you go down to y equals 11, you're not going to find much, I don't think, because you've got another 100 blocks deep potentially that you could go down to. So
is it they're not expanding it by 100
let me
blocks.
see. I'm gonna
That'd
look
be
that
nuts, dude. That'd be so cool, but like,
Oh, they added some new blocks. So instead of just having the regular iron, coal, lapis, diamond, redstone, now they have copper, which has one use, and it is a in-game version of Optifine. So if you've ever downloaded Optifine, you know how you can do like that zoom in feature. Well, now
yeah.
they have an in-game object called a spyglass, and it's basically Optifine, but you have to have an item now. So if you like vanilla Minecraft and you don't want to download Optifine, you can make yourself a spyglass, and it allows you to zoom in on stuff. Because that's
Bro, Optifine is barely. I would barely call that more than vanilla.
I mean, you could put shaders. You can do it is vanilla Minecraft, but it adds some it's quality of life stuff.
It's HDOS is what it is. That's what we haven't talked about yet. It's HD old school RuneScape. We'll wait till Jagex releases a statement about HDOS before we play it and talk to you guys about it. But continue. It's Optifine, but in a little spy.
Yeah, it's a little spyglass, which I was telling my friend the other day. I'm like, I kind of wish that they did more of a helmet upgrade or a new slot for your armor so that you could, because you can wield a shield on your left hand and in your main hand you can have your sword. Well, it'd be cool if they had like a helmet slot that was separate from your helmet, so you could put the spyglass in and then press the key like you can do with Optifine, because that would essentially render my usage of Optifine useless because I don't use it. I'm having a hard time finding the minimum depth or like how far you can go down, but I know it's deep and it's a lot more than 100.
We watched a lot of the information because like we have a server. Some of my friends and I do. We have like a joint, expanded stream universe, Minecraft thing. And we've been talking about like when do we want to re-up it, and we talked about doing it for Caves and Cliffs Part 1, but we think we're actually going to do it for Caves and Cliffs Part 2. We're just going to like blow up the old server and then start a new one once Part 2 comes out. We can have all the new blocks. Like when we created the server, we were like 2 months away from the Nether update. Or something like that. No, we created a server before this one. It was so close to the Nether update. The Nether was off limits. Like we couldn't go in there.
Oh wow!
We didn't allow people to go in.
You didn't want to.
We didn't want them to load the chunks.
Yeah.
We didn't want to have to travel 700,000 blocks in the Nether of all places to find the new stuff. So I think we're gonna do the same for Caves and Cliffs. That update looks so cool, dude. I'm so excited for Caves and Cliffs, or I guess all of it, because I haven't played Minecraft probably at all in 2021. So I'm going to come back to a very different landscape.
It's going to be a little different.
It's going to be real fun.
So the old block height was 252 from the ground. Now it's 320 for the sky. And I think all they did was add 64 down. So it's like 164 or something. That's
still deep as shit though.
Yeah. It's so deep.
Have you seen phrasing? Boom. Have you seen any of like the beta playthroughs of like what that update looks like from beta testing? It's nuts. I've seen a little bit of it. I randomly popped up in my feed, and someone was like, "Yeah, I'm beta testing this for Mojang or whatever," and it's like a 25-minute video.
Oh.
If I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like you bust into these new cave systems. It's not like the classic tunnels that like you just turn your gamma up and you're good to go. Like you fall into one of these things, it's dark as shit. There's mobs everywhere. There's a new type of like kind of like bedrock-esque material that's down there.
Oh, deep slate.
That like deep slate, that's what it's called. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's cool.
Looks scary. Like the amount of mobs that were spawning down there and just the pitch black was terrifying, but it looks so fun.
I'm hoping
so fun.
Like one day that Minecraft can add a new cave mob that's specific to caves. That's very scary. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Aren't they doing that? Isn't that like part of the update? They're adding like a demi boss almost.
I don't know. from a couple days ago, I didn't even know that it was split. I thought Caves and Cliffs was 1.17, but it's 1.18 is the full Caves and Cliffs update, which they said it's not going to be like 2 years from now. It's probably later this year where we'll have full Caves and Cliffs. But I still wanted to get in there and try it. So
yeah, I'm excited. I think we'll probably do like a Christmas send off thing, and then at the beginning of 2022 start a new server, because it does seem like fun. And I know, like, I play this game a ton, and I've talked about a lot of games that aren't Minecraft, but like we've said in the past, Minecraft season is a very real bug that we all catch, and like Michael's caught the Minecraft bug again, so like he's gonna put maxing on hold and like work on his new realm for a little bit, like then he'll get back into maxing for sure.
yeah, well, once I find myself completing goals that I've set in RuneScape, I kind of just go on a small tangent before I refocus my goals in RuneScape, and right now I kind of just did it. I don't know. I've kind of like I went for 99 wood cutting. I got it done. I'm very close to base 90s, but I'm putting it off because of mining. Blech. So, man, it's been a long first segment here. I think this is a good place we can wrap this up. Unless you have any final thoughts.
I think it is too.
Okay.
My final thoughts are: go watch E3 recaps and get excited to play a game that is not old school RuneScape. Yeah. Sorry, it wasn't very Rooney based this week. Nothing has happened.
Listen, if you've made it this far, thank you, and sound off in the comments what you loved most about E3 this week. Tell us what you thought about the Nintendo update that we haven't seen yet. So,
yeah, give us all the information. Did we get any gameplay trailers for Brilliant Diamond and Magnificent Pearl or whatever they're called?
Oh, Pokemon.
Fingers crossed.
Pokemon.
I don't know.
Nintendo Switch Pro is like on the rumor mill.
Let us know what happened, because we haven't seen any of it yet. So, spoilers encouraged. All right. Well, with that, folks, we will see you after the ad break, the commercial break.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Michael and I have been going back and forth about like what to call this, because they're not really ads. They're more so commercials.
Yeah. If
you're just on YouTube, like there's no ads in this at all. But so maybe we'll start calling it we're going to try that this week.
Yeah.
Let me back up. All right, folks. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys after this commercial break. Bye.
Hi there. My name is Farmer Grycolor, and this here's a tithe farm. Now, this here's not your general type of farming that you see around other folks doing. My plants are special. Why? Because they grow real fast. Now, if you're asking me, it is pretty simple. Plant, water, and pick. Now, this isn't all just for fun, no. I've got a little shop that my granddaughter set me set up. Okay, well, I do gotta be honest with you. I don't take gold pieces. My shop only accepts points that get awarded by yours truly. You get points each time you bring in a harvest, so I'll be keeping track for you. Now, just to rattle off a couple things that might interest you, I've got an herb sack, a little box to put all your seeds and such, and one of the best outfits. I call it the farmer's outfit. Oh, and I have a service too where I can send folks out to take care of all your weeds. Woohoo! That one's my favorite. I sure do hate pulling weeds. It hurts my back. Come on down to the tithe farm and give it a try, and I'm sure you'll have some fun.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that commercial. I know we sure did. Michael.
You say that.
It's fun question time.
Well, you say that, but are you starting to accept it? Is it becoming a part of you?
Oh, what, the intro from the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can never change that now.
Okay,
that
cool.
Stupid scripted thing, that's gonna be forever.
Cool.
You guys are stuck with that.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Enjoy.
Sorry,
that.
Not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
So yeah,
this is our podcast. Suck it. I don't know.
We have a fun question.
This fun question is in line with today's episode.
It is.
Michael, you thought of this one.
Yeah,
Do you want to hit me
I'll
with
hit
it?
you with it. So we've been talking about a lot of video games other than RuneScape, which is totally fine. So I thought it would be cool to talk about what was your first ever video game that you ever played. Now, I know that that can be kind of hard, and I'll throw this out there. So, a very good friend of mine who I've known for a long time started a podcast because he listened to this podcast, and every guest that he has, he asks that exact question. So it's kind of inspired by JR. If you're listening, JR, and the episode, it's called episode 3. No, sorry, it's called Channel 3. That's his name of his podcast. But he asks all of his guests, "What was your first?" And he's referring to their first video game. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about that on our podcast as well. So if you want to start, you can. I'm a little bit older than you, so I can be the elder here and start.
Yeah, how about you go ahead and start? Tell me about your experiences with, Pong or whatever. What was an old video game? Like you used to draw things on the walls of caves
Oh my gosh.
and be like, "Oh my God, it's a fit." I don't know. Tell me about
So
that.
I wasn't born in the 80s, thank you. I was born in the early 90s. So, I mean, my era of video games was like late Sega Genesis, late NES, but like early N64 and things like that. So, I really, really want to say my first ever video game that I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. I think. But again, I was like 6. So I don't have like very distinct memories from that time. But I do know one of the very, very earliest games that I ever played was 007 GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64 because we had, I think it was our piano teacher had it, or it was like a family friend or something. I remember being in their house and like they had a TV console. In the bottom drawer of that TV console was all of their Nintendo games, like the 64 games. And I pulled it out because it was yellow and it was like this weird, colorful cartridge where all the other cartridges were like a stark gray. So it was very controversial for my upbringing, sheltered and whatever, to play a shooter game. But somehow my parents allowed that, and it was a lot of fun. I've never really liked shooter games, but I do remember playing that. It's so like cheesy when you go back and you play these games because like your character only had a left or right movement, like barely up and down. There was no running. You're just like a stagnant. it's
Hmm.
it's it's bad. If you go back and play those games, like there's almost no strategy involved. Like you're just running around and like you have a gun and just shoot. So I would say 007 was the earliest game that I can remember, but again, it could have been Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. Now, if we want to talk about our favorite classic video games, I think up there for me would be Super Smash Brothers for the N64 because I love that game. And then we got Super Smash Brothers for the GameCube, and then we got it for the Wii, and now we have it for the Switch. So it stayed with me throughout my childhood and into my adulthood. But I think that's enough time to give you some time to think. Oxy, what was your first video
It
game?
is. It is. So I'm kind of in my head breaking up video games in the houses I lived in.
Okay.
So I was born in '96. So I don't have a lot of like I wasn't a big Sega Genesis or like N64 or NES gamer. But my dad was, and he liked that kind of stuff. So like we had a Sega when I was a kid. And I'm breaking it up from where we lived because before I was 6, we lived in one part of Michigan, and after I was 6, we moved to a different part. That's the part I've been in for my entire life
Hmm.
when I'm not in college. Pre move, we did have a Sega, and I played The Lion King, which, if you've never played Sega Genesis on Lion King, it's like Zuck and P3 Verzik at the same time, and there's two buttons. That's the whole thing. It's hard. It's a hard game. Uh, and then I think there was like a Jurassic Park game that I played very poorly, and then I think I played the Aladdin game too. never long enough to form like concrete memories,
Mhm.
such that like I would want to download an emulator for them now. But a big event that happened at the old house before we moved, Santa brought me a PlayStation 2. And then
Ooh.
we moved in '02. I guess two of the earliest games that I played, one of them probably had to be Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. I remember going upstairs in the morning one day and waking both of my parents up because I had beaten Ripto. I was so excited. No reason. I was just so excited that I beat the final boss of the game. It was big enough to go and like wake mom and dad up to tell them.
That's incredible.
It was a big, it was a big
That's
day.
incredible.
And then as far as like games that have stayed with me through my childhood, another big one that you'll probably see this coming. I used to play Halo in my neighbor's basement.
Okay.
The first Halo Combat Evolved, and it was so much fun. I never got to do a whole lot of playing myself because I was the 6-year-old in the room full of 9-year-olds. So like my neighbor and his friend would play, and I would watch, and I would like make the gun noises and like, oh my god, it was so cool. And then like later I got Halo for my PC, like Combat Evolved, and I played the campaign over and over and over again. And then we got Halo 2, which was my first introduction to multiplayer online. I made my first ever friend on the internet, Shade Slayer. If you're out there from the Halo 2 Windows Vista days, hit me up. We'll play Infinite together. And then, dude, just like, oh my god, we played Halo so much.
Yeah.
And that was, another game I played, obviously, as a kid a lot was RuneScape.
Yeah,
as a child.
obviously.
We played that when I was younger. We played that in like elementary school, things like that. The same neighbor from the basement like showed me this game. He didn't like live in the basement. His video games were in the basement. Let me make that very clear. It wasn't like a weird like I was being coaxed into this person's whatever.
And if you're not
fun
from
fact
the Midwest,
about him,
sorry, I just have to say this: if you're not from the Midwest, basements aren't weird. Like my room was in our basement, so like if you think of basements nowadays, it's like not nowadays, but a lot of people depict basements as this like creepy, dark place. Like you can have a nice furnished basement.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to throw that out there.
You can also have a Michigan basement, which is, I shit you not, a dirt floor. Like Michigan basements are janky. Oof. But you can also have like a finished basement in Michigan. You can have one or the other in my state.
Ohio must be different.
Because Ohio sucks. Let's take the state arguments out of this here, folks. It's no time on the podcast.
That's another episode.
No, but
your friend showed you old school?
My friend showed me Halo and old school RuneScape. Well, what would have been regular RuneScape. He showed me both those games. We also played like Unreal Tournament. He showed me this Lego building game. Like, the friend who I lived with, his name was Casey. He lived behind me. He was kind of like my first introduction into video games. And then at the same time, concurrently, I had gotten, in hindsight, I don't know why this kid gave me this game. An old family friend gave me a blue Game Boy Advanced cartridge. And he said, I don't want this game anymore. You take it. It was Pokemon Sapphire.
Oh.
And around the same time I got this game, my best friend from school, the only friend I had, really, his name was Danny. He and his older brother were also really into Pokemon. So while I was at like school with my school friends learning about like Pokemon, like the, your original 3 starters, like your Kanto Pokemon, playing Pokemon Sapphire and like having a blast, I was also learning about like what Unreal Tournament was, what Halo was, what all these other crazy games were, and now we've gotten this. And sorry for that little technical hiccup there, folks, that little be right back screen. I ran out of space on my computer, so I deleted some stuff, but I'm back. So I'm gonna make this quick because obviously my time is feigning here. The friend who I had, Casey, also started streaming on Twitch, so I'll put his link in the description. And I popped in just before we started recording. and was like, "Hey, dude, I saw you like stream now. Hi, holy shit! I'm gonna lurk while I record." But yeah, so that's super cool. So the guy who did a lot of video gaming with me and like showed me what I guess quote unquote real video games were at the time that weren't like shitty Sega Genesis games. Real again being Halo Combat Evolved. Uh, he also streams on Twitch, and he was like, "Oh my god, I like Oxie. Yeah, I'm 17. I know you. Like, oh my god." I'm like,
I know that name.
pretty much like I have a real streamer in my chat now. I'm like, well, let's not call me that, but So yeah, early video games good. It's good.
I think I might have lied. If we have time, I want to go over this real quick because there was some computer games that I would consider like video games that were made to be educational. No, I don't know. It was okay. So the two that I remember were Pajama Sam and Freddy the Fish. I don't know if you played those, but they were made to be educational. And oh my goodness, if I had, man, the nostalgia on those games. I saw vague gameplay on YouTube one time, and I was like, wow, that is nostalgic. Like that game hits me harder nostalgia wise than RuneScape does, because I played that like again. I probably lied in the beginning. I think those are my first ever video games, but I don't. Again, classifications are a thing because you could say like they weren't really video games. They were more so like Dora the Explorer on 90s like graphics. Like, wow, I wonder what that does. And then you press the bubble underwater for Freddy the Fish and it gives you a key. It's like, man, we got to take this key over there. Anyway, getting on a tangent, but yeah, we're going to wrap this one up, folks.
Yeah,
So,
I would love to talk more about this, but my computer literally won't let me. It is like you have 7 GB of free space, and it is decreasing by the second. So like,
okay, so here's the thing: we'll do it. We'll probably plan an episode for this kind of stuff because I want to talk about it as much as you do, and I think it would be a lot of fun to go down memory lane and talk about this. So
it really is because again, other games are good. If you've learned anything from this week's episode, it's that other games are good. Play other games. Tell us what you're excited about from E3. Spoil all of the Nintendo Direct stuff in the comments because we haven't seen it yet and we want to know about it from you guys. Yeah. Beanies Customs, go do that. Go to their website from Instagram. XP Waste code 10% off. I don't have my hat in front of me. It's probably in a box somewhere.
Oxie, the most important thing to happen this week.
My apartment is in boxes. My computer is on my kitchen table. What do you mean,
it's okay.
No hat?
No. I was going to say.
It's 90 degrees outside. What do you mean no winter hat?
The most important thing that happened this week is we have a Twitter. I made a Twitter.
We do have a Twitter.
And Michael
finally just made a Twitter. Well, we said last week, we're like, does anyone want a Twitter? Just crickets again. So Michael just said F it and made a Twitter anyway. And now we have one.
So go follow us.
Go follow it. It'll be in the description. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week with hopefully RuneScape information. I guess. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.